Now crochet the front piece. Divide it into the chest piece, and the neckline, shoulder area. Start with the chest piece first. It consists of one fabric piece 3 and one row of motif 1. First, crochet fabric piece 3. Begin with a chain stitch as the starting point. Work back and forth along the foundation chain. You'll need to change colors while crocheting. Please watch the demonstration. Begin by chaining a foundation stitch. The swatch has fewer stitches here. Refer to the chart for the exact stitch count. This completes the cast on. Now move on to row 1. Make 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. This counts as 1 double crochet. Match up with the 4th last chain from the end. Start from the 5th last chain. Pick up the top 2 strands of the chain. Work double crochets into each corresponding chain. Work all the way across this row. Once the row is completed, fasten off the yarn normally. This completes row 1. The side with the clearer texture will be the right side. Now move on to row 2. Join the yarn at the turning chain position from the previous row. Make 2 chain stitches as the turning chain. Skip the first 2 stitches on the left and work 1 double crochet. Two chain stitches. Insert the hook into the first double crochet stitch position. Work 1 double crochet. 2 chain stitches. Same stitch position. And space 2 stitches apart on the left side. Work a double crochet 3 stitches together. After completing, work 2 chain stitches. Work 1 double crochet into the stitch position below. Two chain stitches. Continue alternating between working a double crochet and a double crochet 3 stitches together, with 2 chain stitches between them. The first and last stitch of the double crochet, and the double crochet 3 stitches together on both sides. Work into the same stitch position. The technique is similar to round 2 of fabric piece 1. Refer to the chart. Complete this row. This completes row 2. Continue crocheting row 3. Chain 2 to begin. Turn the work piece. Work 1 double crochet into the left stitch position. Mindful that when crocheting on the wrong side, the stitch is on the top left. Chain 2. Same stitch, work another double crochet. Chain 2. Same stitch underneath and the next 2 stitches on the left. Work a double crochet 3 stitches together. From this row onward, work into the stitch positions. Alternate between double crochets and double crochet 3 stitches together. Work 2 chain stitches between them. The double crochets are worked into the double crochet 3 stitches together positions from the previous row. The first and last stitches of the double crochet 3 together on both sides share the same stitch position as the double crochets. The double crochets and double crochet 3 stitches together in this row are staggered from the previous row. The crochet method is similar to round 3 of fabric piece 1. Refer to the chart. Finish this row. Finally, work 1 double crochet into the double crochet stitch position at the edge. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Row 3 is completed. Next, work row 4. Turn the fabric with the right side facing you. Join yarn into the last double crochet stitch of the previous row. Work 3 turning chains. Work 2 double crochets into the left chain space. Stitch position. Work 1 double crochet correspondingly. From this row onward, work into the chain spaces and stitch positions. Crochet double crochets correspondingly. Continue working all the way down the row. Finally, work 1 double crochet into the double crochet stitch position at the edge. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Also tidy up the remaining yarn tails along the backside texture. Row 4 is completed. At the same time, piece 3 is also completed. Once this piece is completed, its height will be roughly the same as piece 2. The length should be roughly the same as piece 2 when folded. Next, work 1 row of motif 1. The method is similar to motif 1 of the body section. Work from left to right and connect as you go. One side connects to the chain at the starting position of piece 2. The other side connects to the corresponding position of the last row of piece 3. At the same time, also connect to the adjacent motif 1. Pay attention to the first and last motifs 1. The short sides on both ends don't need to be connected. Leave space on both sides for the sleeve openings. Pay attention when connecting. The number of stitches between some connection points may differ. Please work according to the chart. So far, the chest section has been completed. Next, we'll work on the shoulder neck sections. It's divided into the left and right shoulder neck sections. The left and right sides here are determined based on wearing position. First, work on the left shoulder neck section. It consists of the left shoulder neck piece and motifs. First, crochet the left shoulder neck piece. We will start with a foundation chain. Work back and forth along the foundation chain. You'll need to increase stitches on one side while crocheting to create the curve of the neckline. The new stitch technique used here is the half double crochet. Please watch the demonstration. First, make a foundation chain. Foundation chain completed. Next, work on row 1. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. Count it as 1 double crochet stitch. Correspond to the 4th last chain stitch. Start from the 5th last stitch. Pick up both strands on the side of the chain stitch. First, work 3 double crochets one by one. Then, work 7 half double crochets one by one after completing the previous stitches. Next, work 7 single crochets. The remaining foundation chains don't need to be worked. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Row 1 is completed. Take the side with the clearer texture of this row as the right side. Continue crocheting row 2. Join the yarn in the first stitch, turning chain, of the previous row. Work 3 chain stitches to begin. At the yarn joining insertion position. And at the stitch position 2 stitches apart on the left side. Work 1 double crochet decrease, DC2 tog. Next, alternate between working 1 double crochet and 1 DC3 tog. Place 2 chain stitches between each stitch group. When reaching a stitch position, pick up the stitch and work the corresponding stitch. Continue until the last DC3 tog is completed. After finishing crocheting, work 2 chain stitches. At the same insertion position as the previous stitch, work 1/2 double crochet. Work 2 chain stitches. Skip 2 stitches. Work 1/2 double crochet. Work 2 chain stitches. Skip 2 stitches. Work 1/2 double crochet. Work 2 chain stitches. Skip 2 stitches. Work 1 single crochet. Work 2 chain stitches. Finally, skip 2 stitches. Work 1 single crochet. This completes the second row. Now work on row 3. Start with 2 chain stitches. Turn the work piece. Work 1 double crochet into the left stitch position. Work 2 chain stitches. Work 1 double crochet. Later on, you can refer to the diagram. Work all the way to the second to last double crochet. Once completed crocheting, next, work 1 chain stitch. Work 1 double crochet into the beginning chain position. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Row 3 is completed crocheting. Finally, work on row 4. Face the front side of the workpiece towards you. Join the yarn into the last double crochet stitch of the previous row. Work 3 chain stitches to begin. The insertion point for joining the yarn, then work 2 double crochets. Work 1 double crochet into the chain space on the left. Stitch position. Work 1 double crochet correspondingly into the stitch. Later on, you can refer to the diagram, continue and finish the remaining parts. Once completed crocheting, simply cut the yarn. Row 4 is completed crocheting. At the same time, the left shoulder neck piece is also completed. Next, crochet the motifs from right to left, consisting of 2 motifs 1 motif 2, and 1 motif 3. First, crochet and join motif 1. The method of crocheting and joining is similar to motif 1 on the body part. When working the final round, join at the starting point of the chest piece motif 3 and the last row of the left shoulder neck piece. The short sides of the 2 adjacent motif 1s also need to be joined. You can simply follow the diagram for crocheting. The crocheting and joining of motif 2 is similar to motif 1, except it has one less corner. When working the final round, join at the starting point of the chest piece motif 3 and the last row of the left shoulder neck piece. And also join to the short side of the adjacent motif 1. Please refer to the diagram and complete the crocheting. Finally, crochet motif 3. Start with a foundation chain of 13 stitches. Work along the foundation chain. Now I will demonstrate how to crochet motif 3. First, make a chain of 13 stitches. The starting chain is completed. Begin working row 1. On the 7th stitch from the end, pick up both loops of the chain stitch. Crochet 1 slip stitch, not tightened. Chain 5 stitches. Skip 3 chain stitches. In the next stitch, pick up both loops of the chain stitch, and crochet 1 single crochet. Chain 3 stitches. Skip 1 stitch. In the last chain stitch, crochet 1 slip stitch. Leave a yarn tail. Cut the yarn. Row 1 is completed. Continue crocheting the second row, turn the work. On the right side of row 1, pick up the V-shaped loop of the slip stitch and join yarn. Crochet 7 chain stitches. Left chain space. Crochet 1 bobble stitch. Chain 7 stitches. In the left stitch, crochet 1 single crochet. Chain 7 stitches. Chain space. Crochet 1 bobble stitch. Chain 7 stitches. The slip stitch position on the left. Pick up the V-shaped loop of the slip stitch, crochet 1 single crochet. Chain 7 stitches. In the chain space next to it, crochet 1 bobble stitch. Chain 4 stitches. Finally, from the insertion position of the first row slip stitch, count to the left. The third chain stitch position. Crochet 1 slip stitch. If you can't find the exact spot, just insert the hook approximately. Leave a yarn tail after completing. Cut the yarn. Row 2 is completed. The side with clearer texture in this row will be the right side of the piece. Next, crochet row 3. Place the piece with the right side facing up. At the joining spot of row 2, attach the yarn, then crochet the corresponding number of chain stitches. After that, work the edges and corners. And connect with piece 3, as well as motif 2. The joining method is similar to motif 1. Please refer to the chart and complete this round of crocheting and joining. Finally, pick up the front loop of the slip stitch from the previous row. Crochet a slip stitch, leave a yarn tail and fasten off. This completes the crocheting and joining of motif 3. The left shoulder neck section is also explained. Next, we'll crochet the right shoulder neck. It consists of the right shoulder neck piece and motifs. The technique is similar to the left shoulder neck. First, crochet the right shoulder neck piece. Begin with a foundation chain. Work back and forth along the chain. You'll need to increase stitches on one side while crocheting to create the neckline curve. Right shoulder neck piece creates the neckline curve. The new stitch technique used is a cluster of half double crochet and double crochet. Please watch the demonstration. Start with a foundation chain. Once completed, leave a yarn tail and fasten off. The cast on is complete. Next, crochet row 1. Refer to the chart, locate the joining position. Pick up both strands of the chain to join the yarn. Crochet 1 chain as the beginning chain. Joining insertion position, crochet 1 single crochet. Then pick up both strands of the chains below. Crochet the corresponding stitch pattern. Everyone follow the chart and complete this row. After completing the crocheting, fasten off the yarn normally. Row 1 is completed. The side with the clearer texture will be the right side. Next, crochet row 2. Hold the fabric with the right side facing you. Join the yarn at the chain on the right edge. Crochet 1 chain as the beginning chain. Crochet 1 single crochet in the same position. 2 chains. Skip 2 stitches. Crochet 1 single crochet. 2 chains. Skip 2 stitches. Crochet 1 half double crochet. 2 chains. Skip 2 stitches. Crochet 1 half double crochet. 2 chains. Then crochet a half double crochet and double crochet together. First skip 2 stitches and make an incomplete half double crochet. Then skip 2 stitches. Crochet an incomplete double crochet. Finally yarn over the hook. Draw through all the loops on your hook at once. The half double crochet and double crochet together is completed. Later on, you can refer to the diagram, and finish the rest of this row. For the last stitch, crochet 2 double crochets. So the second row is completed. For rows 3 and 4 onwards, you can directly follow the diagram to crochet. You need to switch colors when crocheting the fourth row. At the end of this row, crochet 3 double crochets into the turning chain from the previous row. Please finish this row by yourself. So far, the right shoulder part fabric piece is explained completely. Next, we will crochet the motifs. From left to right, it is made up of 2 motifs 1 motif 4 and 1 motif 5. First, crochet and join motif 1. The crocheting and joining method is similar to the left shoulder part motif 1. Motif 4 is crocheted symmetrically with motif 2. When crocheting the final round, join at the corresponding position. Please refer to the diagram and complete crocheting and joining these motifs. Finally, crochet motif 5. The method is similar to motif 3. After completing the first row, turn the work piece. Crochet the second row. At the insertion position, where the slip stitch was made at the end of the first row, join the yarn and crochet. After crocheting is finished, at the insertion position of the single crochet in the first row, count 3 stitches to the left and make a slip stitch. Then break the yarn. When crocheting, pay attention that the number of chain stitches at the beginning and end has changed. Starting from the third row, join the yarn at the joining position of the second row. Crochet while connecting to piece 3 and the adjacent motif 4. After crocheting, pick up the slip stitch loop from the second row. Crochet a slip stitch. No need to break the yarn. Continue crocheting 8 chain stitches. Then find the insertion position on the third row of motif 3. Crochet a slip stitch. Pull tight. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Motif 5 is completed. At the same time, the right neckline shoulder part is also explained. Move on to crochet the back piece. Divide it into the back neckline shoulder piece and the chest piece. Start with the back neckline shoulder piece. First crochet row 1. Divide it into left and right sides. Crochet starting from the beginning stitch position of the left and right neckline shoulder pieces on the front piece. Start with the first row on the left neckline shoulder piece side. Please watch the demonstration. Place the front piece with the right side facing up. Locate the left neckline shoulder piece. The single crochet on the right side of row 1. Pick up the insertion position of this single crochet and join the yarn. Chain 1 to begin. 1 single crochet. Later on, you can refer to the diagram. Keep crocheting all the way down this row. At the last chain space, crochet 3 double crochets. Once completed, leave a yarn tail and fasten off. The first row of the left neckline shoulder piece is done. Next, crochet the first row on the right neckline shoulder piece side. Crochet symmetrically to the first row on the left side. At the last double crochet insertion position of the first row, on the right neckline shoulder piece of the front, join the yarn. Make 3 beginning chains. Crochet 2 more double crochets in the same position. Next, pick up the remaining half loops of the chain and crochet the corresponding stitches. Refer to the diagram and keep crocheting all the way down this row. Once completed, fasten off normally. Leave the remaining part unworked. The first row of the right neckline shoulder piece is done. Now crochet row 2. This row needs to connect the first rows of both the left and right sides while crocheting. Keep the right side of the piece facing up. Locate the starting position of the left neckline shoulder piece. The stitch on the right side. Pick up the remaining half loop and join the yarn. Chain 1 to begin. 1 single crochet. 2 chain stitches. Refer to the chart and keep crocheting all the way until reaching the position of the 4th chain space. Reach the corresponding position. Crochet 1 half double crochet and double crochet together. Skip 2 stitches apart. Crochet 1 incomplete half double crochet. Finally, yarn over the hook. Draw through all loops on the hook at once. The half double crochet and double crochet together is completed. Continue down following the chart. Keep crocheting all the way to the last stitch position of row 1 on the left neckline shoulder piece. Reach the corresponding position. Continue crocheting the corresponding number of chain stitches. Once completed, locate row 1 on the right side. On the beginning chain stitch of this row, pick up the top 2 strands of the beginning chain. Crochet 1 double crochet. Crochet 1 double crochet into the left stitch position. Continue down following the chart and finish the remaining part of this row. This completes row 2. And connects the 2 row 1s together. Rows 3 and 4 below can be crocheted directly following the chart. Pay attention when crocheting row 3 to the middle connecting chain stitch position. Pick up the top 2 strands of the chain stitch and crochet. Switch colors when crocheting row 4. Everyone follow the chart and complete these 2 rows. This concludes the explanation for the shoulder piece. Next, crochet the chest piece. Next, crochet the chest piece, which is made up of 1 piece 3 and 2 rows of motif 1. The crocheting and joining method are similar to the front chest piece. First crochet 1 piece 3. Then crochet row 1 of motif 1 from left to right. Connect it to the remaining side of the body. And the corresponding position of the last row of piece 3. Pay attention when connecting to body piece 2. The 2 corners of the first and last motif 1 should match the 2 corners of the first and last motif 1 on the front chest piece. Connect them at the same position. The 2 short sides do not need to be connected. The rest should be connected normally. Next row of motif 1, from left to right, connect it to the starting position of piece 3. And the last row of the back shoulder neck piece. Please refer to the chart directly. Complete crocheting and connecting piece 3 and these 2 rows of motif 1. This concludes the explanation for the chest piece, and the back piece is also explained. Next we will crochet the collar edge. Crochet in rounds along the neckline. Please watch the demonstration. First, crochet the first round. Join the yarn at the chain space of the starting edge of the left shoulder neck piece. Chain 1 to begin. 1 single crochet. Then pick up and crochet 2 single crochets into the side edge space of the piece. Continue crocheting along the side edge of the left shoulder neck piece until finished. After completing the crocheting, at the connecting position, pick up both strands of the connecting chain, crochet 1 single crochet. Next, arrive at the motif position. Pick up the left side of the connecting position, both strands of the 2 chain stitches. Crochet single crochets. Skip the single crochet stitch without crocheting. Left side 2 chains. Crochet single crochets into each. Skip 1 stitch. Crochet 1 single crochet into the next stitch position. 2 chain stitches. Next connecting position. 1 stitch on the right side. Crochet 1 single crochet. Skip the connecting position without crocheting. 3 chains on the left side. Crochet 1 single crochet into each. Slip stitch position at the third edge of this motif. Crochet 1 single crochet. If you can't find the exact position, just pick a general position to crochet. Next, pick both strands of the chain and the remaining half stitch. Crochet single crochets correspondingly 1 by 1. For the chain positions below, pick both strands of each chain and crochet. When you reach the fabric piece, pick the hole at the edge of the fabric piece and crochet. The stitch techniques on both sides of the shoulders are symmetrical. Refer to the chart for specific insertion positions and stitch counts. You can also make adjustments according to the actual situation, as long as the fabric piece looks flat and nice. Everyone keep going until this round is completed. Finish with a slip stitch in the first single crochet stitch position. Round 1 is now completed. Continue with round 2. Chain 3 to begin. Pick each stitch and work a double crochet correspondingly. For the chain positions, pick both strands of the chain and crochet. Keep crocheting all the way around. Finish with a slip stitch in the starting chain. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Weave in the tail along the backside texture. This completes round 2 of crocheting. And the collar edge is also completed at the same time. Finally, let's move on to the sleeves. They can be either long sleeves or short sleeves. Crochet according to your preferred style. The crochet methods are similar for both. Let's start with the long sleeves. They are 2 identical sleeves. Made up of 1 piece 4, 2 pieces 5, 1 piece 6, 2 rounds of motif 1, and 1 round of motif 6. First, crochet piece 4. Crochet in rounds along the cuff. Please watch the demonstration. Start with the first round. Here I'll continue using this small sample for demonstration. Locate the starting side of body piece 2. Front and back panels. Join yarn at the connection position of the 2 motif corners. Chain 1 to begin. 1 single crochet. 2 chain stitches. Find the adjacent motif. The chain stitch on the left side of the corner. Crochet 1 single crochet. 4 chain stitches. Next, on the chain stitch at the connection position of this motif's short side. Work 1 single crochet each, with 4 chain stitches between. After completing, crochet 4 chain stitches. At the position 1 stitch before the next corner. Work 1 single crochet. 2 chain stitches. Next comes the position of the piece. Pick up the side hole of the piece. Work 2 single crochets in each row correspondingly. Next, for this motif, the crochet stitches and insertion positions are the same as the previous motif. Everyone, follow the method demonstrated earlier to complete the stitches for this motif. Then crochet 2 chain stitches. Into the hole at the edge of the next piece, work 2 single crochets. Into the chain space next to it, work 2 single crochets. Left stitch position. Work 1 single crochet. Insertion position for connecting front and back pieces. Work 1 single crochet. The remaining stitches below. Follow a similar crochet method. Everyone can crochet directly following the chart. When crocheting, pay attention not to add or skip any stitches. Finally, slip stitch into the first stitch position. Round 1 is completed. Move on to round 2. Make 3 chains as the turning chain. The 2 chains on the left side, pick up both strands of each chain and work a double crochet accordingly. Stitch position. Pick up the back strand of the stitch, which is the back loop. Work a double crochet accordingly. Below, pick up both strands of each chain separately, and the back loop of the stitch. Work a double crochet accordingly. Continue crocheting all the way around. Join with a slip stitch on the turning chain at the end. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Round 2 is completed. For rounds 3 to 5, no new stitches or techniques are used. Simply follow the chart to crochet. Piece 4 is now explained completely. Work down to piece 5 and motif 1. If you're crocheting the short sleeves, you can skip this part of the explanation. Piece 5 consists of 2 identical pieces. The crochet method is similar to piece 2, only the number of starting chains is different. Motif 1 consists of 2 identical rounds. The crochet technique is similar to body motif 1. When working the final round, connect it to the corresponding piece and adjacent motif respectively. You can directly follow the chart for crocheting. With this, piece 5 and motif 1 are completed. Next, crochet piece 6. The method is similar to piece 1, only the stitch count is different. When crocheting round 4, you need to work the picket stitch pattern. Please follow the chart and complete it on your own. With this, piece 6 is completed. Next, crochet motif 6. The crochet technique is similar to motif 1, only the stitch count is different. Motif 6 is not used for the short sleeves. First, crochet the first motif 6. Use the chain ring method to start. Crochet in rounds. Refer to the chart. Complete the first 2 rounds. I've already finished the swatch here. Next, crochet round 3 and join. Attach the yarn at the insertion point, where you slip stitched in round 2. Chain 1 to begin. 1 single crochet. 8 chain stitches. 1 single crochet. 8 chain stitches. 'Treat the stitch technique worked into the back of the first single crochet as 1 petal. Then crochet 1 single crochet. 6 chain stitches. Next, crochet a corner and connect. Take the corresponding fabric piece. Refer to the chart. Find the connection position. This way, one corner is crocheted and connected. Continue crocheting and connecting alongside following the chart. After completed, normally crochet and connect one corner. After completed, continue with 5 chain stitches. 1 single crochet. 1 petal, which is 8 chain stitches. 1 single crochet. 8 chain stitches. Crochet 1 single crochet after completed. Next, crochet the last petal and connect. The connection position matches the short side of motif 1. First, crochet 5 chain stitches. Take the corresponding fabric piece. Find the insertion position of the starting slip stitch. Draw the loop through. Crochet 1 chain stitch. Complete 1 connection. Then crochet 2 chain stitches. 1 single crochet. 2 chain stitches. Next, find the previous connection position. Count 5 stitches apart to the right. Hook out the yarn at the next stitch position. Crochet 1 chain stitch. The second connection is completed. Then crochet 5 chain stitches. This way, the final petal is crocheted and connected. Slip stitch at the first single crochet stitch position. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Weave in the tail along the texture on the wrong side. Motif 6 is crocheted and connected completely. You can see 3 petals were crocheted. 2 corners and 1 long edge. The final petal is connected twice with the corresponding piece. There are 5 stitches apart between the 2 connection points. The other 2 petals don't need to be connected for now. 2 corners and 1 long edge are connected to the corresponding piece. The joining method is similar to motif 1. There are 5 stitches apart between the connection points. Then proceed in order from left to right. Continue connecting downward. The second motif 6 is similar to the first motif 6. 3 petals were crocheted. 2 corners and 1 long edge. The final petal is connected twice with piece 6. There are 5 stitches apart between the connection points. There are 6 stitches apart between the connection points of this motif and the previous motif 6. The first petal is connected symmetrically with the previous petal 6. The second to last petal doesn't need to be connected for now. 2 corners and the long edge are normally connected with piece 5. There are 5 stitches apart between the connection points. The first corner connects with the second corner of the previous motif 6. The second corner of the motif 6. The first corner connects with the second corner of the previous motif 6. Join at the same stitch. The remaining motif 6 are connected in the same way as the second motif 6. The second to last petal of the last motif 6 still needs to be connected with the first petal of the first motif 6. Please refer to the chart and crochet them accordingly to complete the connections. So far the long sleeve part has been completed. Finally, let's talk about the short sleeves. They are 2 identical ones, made with 1 round of piece 4, 1 round of motif 1, and 1 round of piece 7. The crochet method for piece 4 is the same as for the long sleeve piece 4. The crochet method for piece 7 is similar to that of the long sleeve piece 6, except for the number of starting chains. Finally, crochet 1 round of motif 1. During the last round, connect it with piece 4 and piece 7. Just follow the chart as you crochet. So far the explanation for the short sleeves is completed, and the entire top has been fully explained. If you have any unclear points during the crocheting process, don't hesitate to join our Facebook group to get supports. Susan's Family, stitch by stitch, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video.